All right, what's going on, everybody? KB Card Stacks here, and I am off of work today. I took today off just because I wanted to and because I just wanted to get a lot of card stuff done. So I'm officially back in the shop. I need to move everything in, and we just got a lot of random things. Hopefully can record a podcast or two. I've really been slacking. If you don't know, I've only put out like 3 or 4 episodes of my podcast. It's Cards on Campus, but links are always in my description. So we need to do that, ship up some orders. I sold like 2 or 3 cards, a couple big ones, so that was nice. I need to take photos of all my cards that I just picked up in my last mail video. So it just looks like it's a lot of smaller tasks. So this is what I was doing last night. I was just creating my task list. So I'm going to Costco later with my wife. That's kind of what we're doing today, listening to the Todd McShay podcast right now. I was listening to this last night. Pretty interesting with Loot Box TV. They were just talking about, the difference between PSA and all the other grading companies. Nothing that, I don't already kind of expect in my brain. I talk about it a lot with SGC. Let's see what we've got on Discord. It is the birthday of Cold Lunch Cards. So happy birthday, Cold Lunch Cards. Everyone wish her a happy birthday. Was doing some, not even in frame. Was doing some eBay buying last night, shipping. Looking at TCG, I was watching MMG or Meigs, Matthew Meager or whatever, he was ripping open Journey together, and I was like, I should probably get on my base set. So that's sitting in my cart. I don't know if I'm actually going to pull the trigger, but that's what we got going on. We'll see what is happening. Let's see if we sold anything on ComC in the last 12 hours. No. Been buying a little bit. Bought this Ryan Williams blue. Boom. Been buying a good amount of Blake Shapen. Just a dart throw that, I don't know, we'll see. They kind of announced him as the starter. Sam Levitt, I sent like 8 or 9 of these, so I wanted to control all of the one-of-ones on ComC, so I kind of paid up. And then Luke Altmaier, talked about him in one previous video, just in case, I don't know. All right, so this is the current state. It looks way more open without my little cart, so we're gonna roll that in. Dog's sleeping there, bed's kind of a mess, and then there's the desk there. So I'm just gonna start rolling stuff in. I'm gonna bring all my cards in, and we'll see what everything looks like. Just because I don't use my Xbox a whole lot, I might just keep that in the corner, keep this a little bit more open. I don't know. Ty Simpson, Ken Griffey, Psyduck, Noah Fafita. Yesterday, Collects had a scan back for Shadur Sanders, and I was ready. I thought I shipped all of my base cards, and I did ship everything, all of my base cards. Like, I don't think I have I might have a blue. I might have a blue here, so I could have done that. But I was panicking because I thought I sent all my Shadur raw cards to ComC, and I remember I had these 2 graded, so got my $5. They're handing out free money. All right, so really before anything else, I've got to sort. Well, one, I've got to take photos of all these cards. These are from Collects. These are still all from Collects. These were all just new cards that I recently picked up. Most of them in my Discord. Been buying a ton in there lately. Been spending a decent amount trying to just get more fresh, bigger, better inventory, trying to clear out of stuff. So I think this is also stuff that I need to either like process or store. I want to put these in like 1-touches. Need to put that in a 1-touch. That I took to campus. I try to be artistic. When I went to Arizona the other day for an event, that's going in the binder. Just need to put that away. Gnarly scratch on the slab. Check that out. That sucks. Try a little turtle wax or something. That sucks. All right. I just need to put these away, sort them all. And these were all freshly graded. I need team bags on these. So yeah, we're just going to be sorting all that. Let's put this off to the side. I'm actually going to put the Charmander. Sorry, Psyduck. Psyduck out. Charmander in. Okay, so we're going to try to find team bags for those. Got a couple dupes in here, though. What is duplicate? No? Oh, I've got 2 of these red power prisms. So we can swap that out. No rhyme or reason there. And we got Spencer Rattler. I hope, man. I hope that they don't draft a quarterback at number 9. That would suck. So let's not do that. Little Spencer Rattler auto. I'll chuck that in the back. And we got new Bowman. Are Pokemon cards smaller than a regular card? I guess I never noticed that. You can't put a Pokemon card in a one-touch then, huh? I don't know. Whatever. All right, got some team bags over my new PSA cards. I don't remember where I got these, but I'm going to need some more. So you know what? Let's buy more of these today. Let's add that to the to-do list. Where I'll buy them, I don't know, so we'll do that together. All right, so I talked about the Drew Aller with the scratch. I remember with one of my friends who I first met, he was like, try Turtle Wax or like the scratch repair stuff on like one touches and on slabs and stuff, and it works. Some people would use it on like their actual cards, like no free ads, but all the cleaning kits and such, and whatever, nerds. Eugene, let me put my special sauce on this card. I'll clean it up real nice. Worked it in there. Hopefully it comes out. Should have done a solid before and after. Nope, it's in there. It doesn't have the PSA logo on it. I do kind of like it. I think that does add a little touch. So I am going to spend a little bit more to get this one recommended by PSA with PSA logo. I just think the PSA logo, like here, no logo. It's whatever. But this one, I think it just looks a lot more official. If it's recommended by PSA, I'll do it. So let's just buy those now. Knock that out. Always make sure to activate your cash back extension. I use Top Cash Back. My link is in my description. Gives you like 10 free bucks if you like actually use it. Or like you need to make one purchase or something and then you get 10 bucks back, which I think is pretty nice. And then you just cash it out. All right, confirm. Yeah, no, that thing is in there. That thing for sure is in there. So that's unfortunate. That is a nasty scratch, but it does feel very smooth. So should I not keep my Pokemon in a one-touch? I really want it, but I don't want it to just bang up and ding around in there. I'm putting it in. All right, then let's talk about some sales. I was not going to post this card for sale, but I was like, you know what? She's, I think, projected number 2 last time I saw for the WNBA draft. So like, all right, I'll list that one for sale. This Con Knipple sold. Boom. Dylan Raiola, Green Fearless. I was scared. I couldn't find it. Thought I sent it to ComC. I still had it. Little Cade Klubnik. I love that image. Such a cool card. Cooper DeJean Youthquake, part of that $1.99 experiment that I was trying out. And this Cade Klubnik Fuchsia to 150. That was all one order. Got this Will Howard to 100. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was in Ryan's Discord. I want to say I probably paid about 40-ish or so. It was with 2 cards. I don't remember. That's why I should have some record keeping. But got an offer at 55, and that's the first offer I've ever gotten. I think last comp was at like 32. The next cheapest was 130. I had it listed at 90. Just made sense. Then a big one here. Drew Aller, Orange Sapphire. I got this at Shipshawana. This and a DJ Lagway base auto for 250. I decided to take the chance. You know, I figured he was going to be a big name. Scarcity always wins. And I had somebody who I think started out at like 185, wasn't going to accept, declined, went to like 200, then 215. And I just figured, you know, I want the 250 on it. I'm not in a rush to move Drew Aller. And then they'd message me and they're like, where do you want to be? And I just didn't respond. Like, I'm just sending another. Should I counter? Sure. But the counter offer sucks on eBay, the whole system and how it works. And you can accept an offer and they don't pay. And it's just whatever. Just I'd rather have them get auto charge. They waited like 2 days and bought it full price at $250. So art of the deal. There we go. All right. So I tried. That scratch did not come out. That is pretty gnarly. So unfortunate, but just chalked it up to the game. And going in here, I kind of sorted everything. This was all kind of like PC, now women's basketball, a lot of Hannah, a lot of Paige. So there's that in there. And then this is all pretty much just leftovers and Bowman football all on this side. All right, packaged up all my mail. These were all the cards that I just took photos of. I'm going to list these. I went through for grading, and now we'll put them back into my box. Just wasn't in love with that one. That one actually could have looked decent, but Aiden Child's like, you'd have to send it to SGC perhaps. And there goes my ceiling fan. So these will all be listed on my eBay. And these looked pretty good for grading, I would say. The Cade Klubnik Purple Mini Diamond, the Josh Hoover. Maybe like I would experiment with SGC. I don't know. Maybe just take the 9 on PSA. Jeremiah Love. This one looked phenomenal. I would expect that to gem. And I think I'd take a chance on that one for a 9 or a 10 there. Also watching the McShay show. He just had Jackson Dart 9 to New Orleans. Not good for this guy. He does have him QB2 over Shadur. Again, we'll see. We're a couple weeks out. But, man, they might be taking a quarterback in New Orleans. I don't know about this. All right, so about 2 hours later, aside from the bed, and then we got to, like, roll these up. I don't even know where they go. We got everything sorted. So I'm back in the office officially. Feels great. It's got a bunch of cards sorted, listed. Most of my storage under the bed there. I pushed the card over there. I don't love the cable management here. Maybe we work on that, but I like it just pushed up against the corner right there with the Zion. I guess we could turn on the light. There we go. I work in the dark. I like the dark. So we just got to go to the post office now, maybe do some other things that are on the list, but I'd like to knock out a podcast episode and shoot, I don't know. We'll see. All right, so I didn't realize that I had never finished this video, so that's pretty much the end of this video. I just finished recording a huge lot that I just picked up, so that's going to be a fun video, and that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. Love you. Bye.